Hang
right
on.
in line.
Vet Talks very own Paul Kozenko. You got to hear this. Go ahead. Cougar Zank. What is this now?
It's a Halloween edition. And so, okay, I go to this audition for Elvis, right? I'm in line, and there's like all these great Elvis impersonators. I'm like, well, already, I can't even nail this one. I can't have nothing against these. So I got to sing Hound Dog, right? So I go in there, don't talk. The whole sound stage, it really does happen. It is empty except for 2 tables, the producer, the director, and all the crew standing behind him eating donuts.
That's right. And they don't care what you're doing at all.
Yeah, so I get my thing, try and get so I get there. I know the song, right? So then I start my back to him. I spin around and I just go blank. I couldn't sing shit because I can't sing. I'm not a singer.
But let me hear this. Let's hear your best rendition of Hound Dog. Go ahead.
I don't even remember it. Because you ain't nothing but a hound dog, barking all the time. Yeah, something like that, right? But I mean, I couldn't even. I cannot sing to save my
Something like that, all right.
I know. I mean, but Elvis was a great actor. You got to be a great actor to be a singer, man. So, I mean, like, it's just, so that was a funny one, But that show didn't even go that long anyways. I forget what show it was. There were so many things. But, that auditioning is the best thing. That's the best training. You know that.
A.K.A. Cougar Zank, a Screen Actors Union Guild actor in the entertainment industry in Hollywood. Let me ask you a few questions here from the fans of Vet Talks. First of all, people have looked up and they found your grandfather, Atilio Jesus, was in the entertainment industry. Your uncle, Vera Jesus, was in the entertainment industry, a distributor. And you've been in the entertainment industry, and all 3 of you have had a different impact actually, people sometimes don't know this, but in completely different countries. Your grandfather and your uncle worked from?
Grandpa left Naples, Italy, ended up in Shanghai. Yeah. And then eventually, and had, lived in Hong Kong as well. And my uncle still lives in Hong Kong, Riga.
Where did your grandfather invent the closed captioning?
Well, he left from Naples, Italy when he was 5 years old, went to Shanghai with his young uncle, Amerigo Laro, which is Achille Laro's brother, the ship baron and mayor of Naples, Italy. But anyway, so Amerigo Laro started the first film business, established it in 1902,
Gotcha.
Shanghai.
Gotcha. Okay.
Then the first filmed projected movie was on a hotel wall, then in tea gardens. Then they got 2 investors, Chinese guys. I got their names. It's great. And they bought a theater, Helena Theater. And then they bought another theater. And then ended up buying a bunch of theaters in Asia, Europe, and India. And so then Grandpa was a famous soccer player at the time and would manage those theaters and go around, show them how to use the projectors, make sure the projectors were working, make sure there were butts in the seats and they were getting ticket money. But then so that was silent. So from 1902 to 1919, they did 146 silent movies. Grandpa was friends with Rudolph Valentino, Charlie Chaplin. Mom met, what was her name? Haley Judy Mills. What was the dad's name, Mom? The dad, Mills, John Mills, from The Parent Trap, right? Remember that actor?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, and numerous. He was just in with the in crowd, Grandpa. But then, so then they started. Grandpa pioneered subtitling, made the machines to burn words on the film.
What year?
Probably, I think, early 30s with Walt Disney. So, and then Grandpa. Oh, first movie was Snow White, Mom says.
Snow White. And that was so that audiences in Asia and everywhere else could see the words to go along with the animation, right? This is the early stages of an animation being able to be put out to what today's generation does not realize. Because when you go to YouTube, Paul, you literally get to pick any language you want that video to be in today.
Yeah, so they had the Chinese characters would show up on there. And, the machine's amazing. He would put the film through this machine and look through. It was like a microscope with a train track. So the film would go through there and somehow it punched the letters on there. I'm figuring maybe he got he made the acid on the film, which is amazing how he did it. And it's just an amazing story that needs to be told. But from Grandpa, Grandpa's first, my grandma's first husband was my grandpa's best friend, Tony Remedios. And Tony Remedios had 3 kids and with my grandma, and passed away in 1942 from polio. And so my grandfather then married his best friend, his best friend, my grandpa married grandma and had 4 more kids in 1945, right?
One of which was your mom, one of which was your mother.
And so the first husband, Tony Remedios, was actually blood related to Picasso, the artist. Okay.
So obviously Picasso was in Picasso was in the network within the film industry, both in the silent film industry and when the sound and the subtitling.
Our family. I mean, his family were married, family, friends. And the first time I looked up, Picasso went to 1900. He went to Shanghai. It was the first time. Plus, again, who was the ships he went on was our family, the other Achille Laro's ships. So Picasso would go on the ships, and so I have multiple ties with Picasso and learned so much. But what I'm talking about, Jotan, is this painting I've been proving for 16 years that Grandpa left my mother. It's an original Picasso painting, a Seated Harlequin, Jacinto Salvador, 1923. It's this, version he did. He did multiple versions of the same subject, same thing.
And this was gifted to your grandfather, right? Because we all know that Pablo Picasso was very famous, by the way, for painting and giving people things that had his signature on them that he painted. Okay?
Yeah.
Because he knew the value. He already knew the value.
And this is 1923. I mean, Picasso he was like, what was he? He was 1905. He was like probably, my grandpa was 18 in 1923. Picasso was probably early, late 20s, early 30s. And so he gave them the painting and also paint or sketched a portrait of my grandfather too as well. And so Grandpa, the first time I saw the painting was in the wall, hanging in 1986. Mom saw it. She goes, "Dad, this is a Picasso." He had forgotten. He had so much antiquities and the times, and just trying to survive through the wars and times that he had forgotten about it. So he took care of it. I didn't see it again till Grandpa passed away in 1998. Grandma passed away in 2001. But Grandma gave the painting to my mom a month before she passed away. Then it sat on our wall till 2003, and I got a fortune cookie, you know me. So fortune cookie said, "You will find a neglected treasure." And I think that's weird. When do you ever hear that? But then at the bottom, the quote for all the horoscopes was from Picasso, and his quote was, "He who does what he does not know how to do every day will someday know how to do it." So then I'm like, this is too weird, man. This ain't a coincidence. This matters. I'll look into the painting, Mom. So I started looking into the painting. I was actually on the filming with Jim Deaver on that American Dreams, the Dick Clark show.
Right.
Vietnam Marines in but it was a show about the bandstand times, with me. So I spent $500, $1,800 to bring out Peter Paul Barreau, the first expert to look at it, and he actually restored paintings. His dad did his whole family. So I brought him out. He thought it was a joke. He's like, "I'll drive in from the airport. If it walks like a duck, it looks like a duck. It's a duck," because he's a forensics guy. The forensics, sleuth is his thing, art sleuth. So we get to the house. He holds the painting, goes on the balcony in the light. He goes, "It's a duck." He goes, "Wow." He shows me. He tells me it's European canvas. It's got the signature was painted on that day, the same day as the painting. Wow. He shows me fingerprints. There's 4 fingerprints in it, Dotan. And I found out 10 years later after Picasso passed away. Picasso passed away in 1973. In 83, they figured out he put 4 vertical or horizontal fingerprints. Right? Why would he do that? So
that it's his.
Yeah, and I asked him, because he could do it. And I found out Picasso put his blood in the paintings. I mean, his blood's in that thing. It's really a heavy duty. So then, you know, he actually kind of, he told me about the painting and ended up trying to snag it from me. But, you know, I know bad acting, so I just got, you know, sent him on his way. Thank you. I never have gotten a report or anything.
So
But I
that's
had
your first
witnesses.
expert. Who's your next expert?
The next, well, it's not an expert. It's actually connoisseur. It's Mr. Steve Wynn. In 2004, I sent Transparency at the time was the best representation of the painting, which is 8x10 color negative. They put it on a machine. The light comes through it. You look through it. To Steve Wynn, Mr. Steve Wynn, Vegas casino owner. He loved it. But it wasn't big. He doesn't, first off, he didn't like portraits for his hotel. It wasn't uniform size. He likes the same size paintings, which is big. Ours isn't that big. Our Picasso is probably about, 23 3/4 length, 17 1/4 width. So Steve Wynn would make the paintings he bought. He'd cheat the frames to make them look like huge. Like his paintings would be 4x5. So he sent back a letter. Thank you for all the information. The Picasso painting, it's been in your family for a long time. It's a wonderful piece of artwork done by the master himself. So I'm like, wow. So then a few more years go by. Things stall. My friend Brad, the cowboy, helps me in Texas. It stalls. So we end up going to Mississippi, try and match fingerprints with the Secret Service. That didn't work out. But I met Stan Hamilton out in Mississippi, real good guy. He's passed away now. But he helped me get another expert, Enrique Milan of the online Picasso project.
There we go.
So we went down there. Had him look at it. He pretty much was like, held it like a baby and just was like, wow, this is unique, one of a kind, and very valuable. And again, he wanted me to leave it there, with him for a month. And I'm like, no, sorry. And I finally had to scream at him to get a report. I finally get a report back, stylistic similarities, all this blah, 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 and then, but it definitely, so, thank you, Mother. So, anyways, so then
you had to get a report from whom?
Well, I was trying to get the report from the professor. Again, you always go with some witnesses. In court, 3 against 1 wins. So I always had witnesses, and the words do retain value. So I'd stand and I heard what he said. We leave. We paid him $5,000 to what? Say it's unique, one of a kind, and valuable, and try and keep it. So
Right.
So no, we went and had lunch and we bolted.
But I'm pissed off. That's another $5,000, $1,800. Now Steve Wynn didn't cost anything, so now you're $6,800 into this.
Well, it did cost something because I made the transparency was $50. Probably another $400 on Steve Wynn. So okay. Yeah, I'm up to.
So you're almost $7,200 into this to get 3 letters, which are all incredibly valuable. And wait, yeah. And the next step is?
A next step is that. Oh, okay. We go back to Texas. 2000. That's 2007 was the professor. 2007 we go back and I meet Tallinn Milan at the Milan Gallery in Fort Worth. Real great guy. He knew Steve Wynn, had his phone number. He called up Steve Wynn. Steve Wynn, and again, since 2004, 2007, vouched for the painting again. So Tal took it on, the painting. He actually knew Mr. Pillsbury at the time, and Pillsbury was going to help us, but Mr. Pillsbury passed away. So then the painting's in Fort Worth Gallery at the Frost Bank in a vault. It's stalled. I'm talking to Tal. I find this art expert, Nadine Granoff, to come out and look at it, right? So another Stan pays again and helps me with it. Another $700, fly her out. She thinks it's a joke. We bring her to the vault. She cummed her pants. She was like amazed. This is like a painting within a painting. 3 seconds, she with the ultraviolets looks at it, says it's real, right? And again, I'd Stan and Tal in the vault with me, again, witnesses, and Stan's rolling his eyes. So then with that, Tal seeing that, Steve Wynn, he finally wrote me an appraisal of, at the time, 27 to 37 million. Now he's done a refresher appraisal for 96 and 6, no, $65 million to $95 million I've got appraisal for now, and that was done in 2017. So again,
okay, wait. So 2017, a reappraisal done for 65 to 95 million, and
yeah,
today the painting is sitting where?
right now it's in the UK. I wanted to really get it to Claude Picasso because I thought he would really want to see what his dad painted, but Claude, and so it's in the UK. It's at Gladwell Patterson Gallery right now, and Claude did send out his right-hand man, took video of it. The guy brought back the video to Claude. Claude said, "Well, get with my lawyers," and me and lawyers. I don't need lawyers. I am a lawyer. I don't need, who needs a lawyer when you got a Picasso painting? So
Well, you might need one or two lawyers when you're handling a 65 to 96 million dollar deal. But go ahead.
I've got you.
We'll just put up a PayPal button, and someone can deposit the 95 million in your account. Okay?
Yeah, well, I got but anyways, so then now but between 2007 with Tal, right, in the first appraisal, 2009 first appraisal, right? Okay, backtrack a bit. It stalled a bit, still hard. No one believes. It's like saying I got Bigfoot in a van too, outside. So then it stalled in 2010. I get the job with Heidi and Spencer doing the personal security from the hills. I bring it over there. Spencer's just tripping out. I learned that I've learned from a hot girlfriend I was dating at the time, an art major, that they used to put pendulums on the painting and that would swing the energy, which is amazing. I've done it. It works. It's amazing the energy that comes off the painting. And Spencer tripped on it. He goes, "You bought this Picasso in the mansion." He goes, "Now you've ruined the $500,000 worth of crystals energy because of this Picasso." He put all the crystals out in the garden now. And now we're just got the Picasso in there. But then then from 2010 was great job. I become somewhat, from infamous to famous. And then things got rough. 2011, 2012. My dad passes away in 2013. The painting stalls. No more work. Everything's empty. The housing crisis.
Housing crisis,
depression,
shuts down, racist
Obama, our buddy Obama, So just no acting, no money. I'm back at home. I'm squatting houses. First off, before squatting the houses, the painting, I kind of stalled. So I knew these guys in my hometown, if I'm going to throw the painting out on the poker table to get it done, it's going to be my hometown where I could get everything done with the backpack and on my feet. So I did that. Got in with these washed up, folios. Actually, it seemed like my friend's cousin referred us to these guys that supposedly have done art and done some antiquities. And I just had a bad feeling about them, but I kind of knew what was going to happen. So I gave them the painting to work on and manage it right away. They distanced themselves from me. They tortuous interference with the contract. I understand and figure out that they've made a fake of ours painting and made the fake a commodity. Well, first monetize it, commodity, and put it on a trade platform, the fake, with Merrill Lynch. And then I find out one of the same guys in the group had a federal indictment for another painting he swindled from a woman. So I go, oh, and Dad showed me where the FBI office was in town in Ventura on top of the bank building, Chase Bank. So I said, all right, we're going to play games. Marines love to play games. So I posted up in the parking lot, so they freaked out. This guy, an FBI agent, he's an actor, he's in different uniforms online. And you still don't know who the fuck I really work for. But with that, I sweated these guys out, Doton, with the feds and so 18 months they had the painting, the original, making the fake of it. A Russian Ponzi scammer was arrested with another co-conspirator with the feds from, us working together. And at the whole 18 months, I was no work, homeless. Dad lost the house. I was squatting in and out of mansions, houses, because bad guys were trying to get me, and I couldn't sleep in the river bottom. I was hiding out in houses, in and out of jail. I kind of went to jail on purpose because the best intel is in jail. then I was fighting my own cases on squatting charges, unauthorized entering of a dwelling. But, these houses were in limbo, and I was winning cases, shutting down the court myself. And so the bad guys saw that I was good in court. So with the feds, me threatening a $25 million lawsuit on them, they gave me back the painting. So I got back the original painting without really the FBI, involved too much, but the FBI did clear the painting. Otherwise, they would have taken it away and arrested me, and I'd be in federal prison probably right now. So, and that's
What year was
how.
that? Wait, and what year was that? 2015?
I got the painting back from 2012 to 2013. Then 2013, about summer 2015, I got the painting back.
Wow. Okay.
So then 2016, in and out, houses, homeless, bad people, on drugs, drinking. I went to a program, First to Serve, in LA. In 2016, I graduated February. Got a security job on movie sets. 2017, I got another refresher appraisal from Tal, which I have now. It's 65 million, 95 million.
Right.
That's appraisal from 2017. And then that's when I decided I'll try and get it to Claude. I want him to look at it. I'm proud of it, but it's tough with Claude. And so that's why. That's pretty much all of it. It's in the UK, but it's coming back soon by the end of Christmas. And I've got it. I've monetized it, the real painting, mine, made it a commodity, and we're going to trade it on a world trade platform, and a hedge fund is what's going to become. It's going to bring a lot of money. It's going to help a lot of people.
It'll bring money in, and the money's going to go to the Gifted Harlequin Foundation.
Yeah.
Which will provide veterans with an artistic
outlet, and it'll be an actual neglectedtreasures.com I just bought, which will be an open platform online approving art, any kind of art. You can submit it. I'm going to start with high-end paintings, because me researching my painting has brought in other works of art, 5-6 other paintings that are multi-million-dollar paintings. They just don't have the paperwork under them. The provenance / chain of custody, which I call it, because you have to have a proof of the chain of custody, because of those Nazi Jewish works, stolen, those paintings and museums now, and all that. So I got clean chain of custody. But I'm working on David Hockney painting.
Wow.
I met a fellow in Arkansas that had a stalling sketch, charcoal stalling sketch. Picasso's sketch. He'd been working on 7 years. So I called him up. We talked, because finally there's someone as crazy as me proving a Picasso, and we became good friends. And I started talking about paintings, and he's got a Hockney painting. David Hockney just sold a painting, broke a record for an artist alive that's auctioned a work of art for $90 million last year. So called up a friend out there. He got us to the Pawn Stars expert, art expert in Vegas, Art Encounters. And the Hockney's looking really good. This Hockney was done in Arkansas in 1976, and it should at auction bring in between 20 to 45 million. So I have a percentage on that as well. And so with that, there's some other paintings. And Renoir showed up. He's got 2 Van Goghs, Salvador Dali, but not the paperwork, But one thing I've learned, if you buy the insurance on something, it's pretty much real if you insure it. And so with that, it's just tough, because you need money. It's always $100,000 to start with a multi-million.
Why is it that you don't have to worry if you have a real painting? Why you don't have to worry? Because it can be proven.
Yeah.
Guess what?
No,
good crazy. Hey, you're not crazy if it's real.
Well, and I'm glad you asked that, because you know what? They can't suppress art through opinion now, because we have science and technology now. You can test it, carbon date it. You could get the DNA sample. You can prove the fingerprints. Let alone the art world doesn't recognize forensics. even though since 1909 we've been putting away bad guys and killers from fingerprints.
The art world doesn't recognize forensics, but the criminal system does.
Yeah, the fine art world, they're kind of like a cult, man. They're aristocratical, and our family had lots of wealth. It was royalty, I figured out, and over time we've lost the money, but we've got the paintings. So why isn't it real? Because I'm not a millionaire or billionaire. I've been offered $2 million from Stevie Nicks, but if it's worth $100 million, I'm getting $100 million. But Doton, it's not about the money. It's about doing the right thing. And the right thing, like you and I know, is proper credit for the artist, because that's proper appreciation and then proper payment. So that's what's going on. And I just want to be, I want to be as famous as the great Picasso. That would be awesome.
And carry on the legacy of your uncle and your grandfather.
Yeah, a family. We're married into
major contributions in the entertainment industry. Cougars Inc., Paul Kurzanko, the SAG union actor, the homeless, now home Marine with his Picasso painting. We will definitely have to catch more of this story. Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned.